From Cleveland's most accurate weather team, this is 19 First Alert Plus. Sponsored by the man that makes them pay, Tim Misney.
And good morning, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News, coming to you from our digital desk. We're going to take a look at our weather picture. Here's a live look at Lake Erie from our Great Lakes Science Center camera. And that's either a midge in the upper left-hand corner or a spider eating a midge, which is a little creepy, but it works out perfectly because we're going to bring in 19 First Alert meteorologist Kelly Doback. Yes, Kelly, the midges are back in full force.
Yeah, if you've been around, especially the Cleveland area, Lakeshore this weekend, you've probably noticed, oh, these are back. Yeah, we've got the midges back, and it's just because we had that strong front come in over the weekend. Lake Erie water temps are still around 70, so it's still warm. We can still get those hatchings all the way into October. If you remember the bug game, the infamous bug game, that happened in October. So we can still get the hatchings from time to time. And in the next couple of days, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see quite a few of those little bugs out. Again, they're different than the mayflies. They're a little smaller. The mayflies make a louder noise when you crush them. They make that little buzzy noise. But both equally annoying and gross. But a sign of a healthy lake, so nothing to be scared of. They're just annoying.
Excellent. And let's walk through the forecast.
Yeah, that's our biggest annoyance in the forecast this week. I mean, other than the midges, everything is very quiet. Look at today. We'll be mostly sunny, high temperatures topping out near 80 degrees. We'll get a north wind going in the afternoon. Lake breeze will develop. So I will say right now, if you're trying to get out there and fish and you're a little bit worried about things being a little bit choppier, in the afternoon hours, I think every morning this week you'll have plenty of time. I know it's a good time for walleye. You'll have plenty of opportunities to fish. Once we get into the afternoon hours and we get that little bit of a lake breeze going, that could be when we do start to see, things get a little bit choppier out there on the lake, but overall it's going to be really nice and plenty of opportunities to get out on Lake Erie this week, especially during the first half of the day. So I mentioned the lake breeze late this afternoon. If you look at the breakdown here along the lakeshore, temperatures are a little bit cooler. They're in the low to mid 70s. We're closer to 80 degrees as you travel down the 77 corridor. And again, that's just because of that lake breeze developing. But each and every day this week, we're gradually just going to get a warmer and warmer. So overall, the weather pattern for us is going to be quiet, dry, and not too humid either. Temperatures are going to be sitting in the 80s as we head through the rest of the week. And then look at the muggy meter. We're staying very pleasant, very comfortable. You won't have to worry about that humidity. And that's all thanks to a big old area of high pressure that's just keeping things dry, keeping things quiet. I do want to talk about, though, the big weather system that the Gulf Coast is watching very carefully here. And this is Tropical Storm Francine. Right now, it's still a tropical storm. It is barely pushing north at 5 miles an hour. It's got wind speeds of 65 miles an hour. And biggest impacts we're going to see are along the Louisiana coast. Now, the Gulf is nice and warm, so this storm has the opportunity to strengthen here over the next 24 hours, tapping into all that warm Gulf moisture to help feed it, make it stronger. Most likely is going to make landfall as a Category 2 hurricane along the Louisiana coast tomorrow. So biggest impacts from this storm will be along the Louisiana coast, the Texas coast, and even portions of Mississippi. We've got hurricane watches in effect there, hurricane warnings in effect for Louisiana, and then tropical storm watches and warnings in effect for areas of Texas. So storm surge flooding going to be the biggest concerns in this area. This will be the big weather story for the country. But in terms of us, what are we going to see from Francine, right? So we're still several days out from seeing any sort of impact from Francine. But I mentioned we have a big old area of high pressure taking over our weather right now. It's hard to bust down. So even once this tropical system makes its way onto land here, makes its way through portions of the South and the Midwest, it's going to have a tough time breaking down that high pressure too. So right now, if anything, it's just looking like maybe we'll get some high clouds from this tropical system, but it's something we're going to be watching for sure, because other than that, we are not looking at many rain chances when we look at that 7-day forecast.
Yeah, we're going to get to that 7-day. It is awfully quiet, which is, I guess, a good thing considering we are winding down our summer months. Kelly, give us just 15 seconds.
I've represented families just like yours for over 4 decades. Listen, if you need me, call me. You know I'll be there for you, and I'll make them pay. In the meantime, I'll keep an eye out for you.
Kelly, walk us through the 7-day forecast.
Notice something that's absent every single day through the rest of the week and even into early next week. We don't have any rain chances out there on the 7-day forecast here. We're above normal. Typically, we're in the upper 70s, around 80 through the start of September. So today, pretty typical September day, and then we're actually a couple of degrees above normal, warmer than normal heading into this week. So we've got this dry pattern, probably the driest pattern we will see of the season is going to be this week. So if there's anything you needed to get done outside to prepare for the winter, mowing the lawn, you'll have no excuses that it's going to rain. You'll have to get that done. You may even have to bring the sprinklers out too heading into this week. In terms of how long is this fall, Jeff likes to call it the fall doldrums, how long this pattern is going to last. He actually is going to do a full breakdown of it coming up on First Alert Focus. That is tonight, every weeknight at 7:30 on the CW43. It's our all-weather show where we break down how the weather is going to impact you here locally. We also talk nationally, so we'll have an update on Francine. And if you want to hear more about the midges, I'll be talking all about those on Focus tonight.
It's actually an incredible show that they do, the only one like it in the market, focusing on all things weather, but not just what's the next 7 days going to look like. As you heard Kelly say, it's a myriad of different topics, and that will hold true. That's going to wrap it up for our First Alert weather look. Kelly Doback, thanks for checking in.
Thanks.
All right, take care. Going to wrap this up. One final look outside at Lake Erie from the Great Lakes Science Center camera. If we have any other breaking news, it'll be right here on our digital platforms. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. Have a good afternoon.
19 News is everywhere. Download our CTV apps and follow us on social media at Cleveland 19 News.